Hello aspiring professionals, welcome back to Evolve Quest. In this round of videos, I'm talking about how can you emerge stronger on the other side of the coronavirus outbreak in terms of how you approach your job search and the changes that you're going after right now. Before I go into the detail, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel, click the subscribe button below and the bell notification, as I often share ideas and tips here on how you can create the career you love. So there is no doubt that the times we're living in right now during the coronavirus outbreak are completely unprecedented in our lifetimes. And it is very hard, very stressful to understand what to do next. If you're someone who found yourself to be in between jobs, or someone who wanted to create a career change before the outbreak and now feels stuck and not knowing exactly what to do next. So there are two aspects to it that I talk to my clients about. So number one is where you look for those type of opportunities. Even though a majority of industries and companies are suffering right now and have to furlough the staff or even go bankrupt, there are still pockets of opportunities within specific sectors of economy that have a very high demand for employees. And I talk about the specific subsectors of economy in previous videos. And the second point that I talk to clients about is rethinking how they approach the search, how they look for that next opportunity. And this is what I'm going to cover in this video. So one way to think about what's happening to us right now is to imagine a metaphor of all of us being in the water on the beach somewhere, and the water was relatively flat until recently. And now during the coronavirus outbreak and the effects that it's having on the economy, on people, it's definitely a tragedy that a lot of people have to go through right now. So imagine that all these things are the waves in the sea, and they're becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can react to these waves in a number of ways. You could either resist them and think that they shouldn't be happening and continue doing what you used to do before in how you approach your job search or your career, hoping that these waves are not going to crash onto the sea or not going to crash you in the process. And it takes up a lot of energy and it's very stressful and it's not going to work. So another thing you could do is just to float in the water, whatever happens. So kind of stop anything you've been doing and just wait and see in terms of what happens in the career market when the dust settles, which are the companies that survive, which companies go bankrupt, and what can you do at that point. There's also a third way to approach what's happening, and that is realizing that maybe you have a surfboard next to you, and maybe you can actually get on top of that next wave and ride it out straight into the beach, straight into the safe haven, and have a pretty good time along the way as well. So I want my clients and I want you to be someone who is surfing this, even though it's difficult personally, it's difficult to see what's going on around us. And yet there's still ways for you to be that surfer, to be the person who sees in a bizarre way gifts for your career in this crisis, and gifts for humanity and for various industries that you're operating in. So I want to get to the list of things that you can specifically do in terms of how you approach your search or how you approach your next career step that can help you to be more of a surfer and less of a floater who just decides to do nothing during this time of crisis. So point number one, what you can do right now to surf this wave is to take time to rethink your career, to get clarity, to get really crystal clear on what you're good at, what are your superpowers, and what are things you're passionate about, and what is the impact that you really care to create in the world, and find a way to express it in your next career opportunity. So this is something that's important for us to do in any time, to be able to have that sort of level of self-awareness and self-reflection. That's what I always help clients to do in my career coaching practice. But now it's more important than ever to really be, have that level of awareness and self-reflection, because when you do something that you're good at and that you're passionate about, you're going to be more energized by the tasks that you have to do day to day. And that means that you also will be more, if you're more energized by those tasks, you'll be more successful, you'll get more opportunities to get promoted, or for now, at least to keep your job or find those type of opportunities that you are well suited for. So if you are in a role that you don't find energized by, it's a good time to rethink and change into go after the type of roles that you can really shine and you can really use your superpowers in. So next thing that you could do if you have more time, is to work on your personal branding. This includes some professional documents like your resume, your cover letter, your professional profile, your LinkedIn profile, as well as maybe positioning yourself as an expert in your field by sharing more online. So really polishing your personal branding is something that you could really use this time to do. Next point is this difficult time is a great opportunity to demonstrate your creativity, your resilience, and your focus to your potential new employers or even to your current employers. If you are being a floater and you just kind of completely withdraw from the people you've engaged in before for interviewing or for exploring opportunities with their companies, you will not be the top of their list where when those opportunities reopen. This is very important time to not just let it slip, but more in like keeping in touch and checking in on whether the opportunity is still available, if there's anything you can do in the process to help them make the decision. So staying in touch with them, finding new creative ways to engage those potential employers. And through doing this, you are showing them that you're someone who is creative and resilient and someone who is likely to exhibit these qualities when you're part of their company, when you're part of their team, and that they should definitely get back to you once hiring restarts. So don't drop your search, keep on staying in touch with people. My other recommendation to clients I work with and to you is there is no better time like now to really focus on spending time with your network, but with someone with whom you feel comfortable sharing your professional hopes and fears. And so what I want you to think about right now is who are the top 3 people in your close circle who you're going to have conversations with to brainstorm ideas of the direction that you should take in your job search, as well as ways to approach it. So you can think about your close friends in a similar industry, people from your university, your former bosses, your former colleagues, people with whom you have a very good affinity. And if they came to you with a similar request, you would really give them a space in your day to help them come up with ideas for opportunities. Think about 3 to 5 people, and I encourage you to really just go and schedule those calls for the next week. Because I noticed that people who are the most successful in the job search generally are people who really know how to use the power of their network. I have a 4-month career coaching program, but every time I find someone land a job of their dreams the fastest, and sometimes it only takes them a month or 2 to do so, are people who go directly to their network, to people who they know, like, and trust. So another way to leverage your network is to actually go on LinkedIn and go through the contacts and see who are maybe not as close contact of yours, but someone who it would be good for you to catch up with. And again, add these people to your list and make sure you have conversations with them in the next couple of weeks. You can also leverage the power of LinkedIn for going outside of your network. So networking with, so reaching out to senior people in the companies or industries that you want to work for in the future. Some people I speak to seem to be busier than usual because they are in a crisis management mode. But there are a lot of people right now who have more time because they don't have to travel to work. Parts of their business are being quiet right now. And they have more space in their day and also more kind of empathy for people to really respond to their approaches on LinkedIn or on email. So this is actually a great time for you to have some sort of informal chats with companies and industries that you want to be part of. So make a list of 10 companies that you're going to approach in the next few weeks. Leverage the power of network, the best time to do that. And last but not least, make sure that you really take this time as an opportunity to look after your well-being. Create a structure in your day where you look after your body. So, you eat well, you make sure that you exercise well, and look after your mind. So whichever practices help you to put you in the positive mindset is something that can make a big difference in your search right now. As we know, it's more important than ever to focus on our wellness, making sure our immune system is strong. So do create some sort of structure for exercise, for your wellness, for your mindset. More important than ever to do so. So this is all I wanted to share with you today. And to round this up, I want to invite you to think about if you were to surf this out, if you were to be a surfer during these very uncertain and difficult times, where do you imagine you could get yourself to in 6 months from today? What is possible for you in terms of turning this opportunity into a gift for your career and for the direction that you take going forward. And think about, like, what are you going to do now from the information you got from this video, from the information you maybe hear from your friends and contacts in the market. Maybe you watched my other video about companies that are thriving right now. So leave in the comments below, what specifically are you going to do differently in order to put you in a position where you're surfing the wave and not floating about waiting for it to pass. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you are interested in having a career coach by your side to guide you step by step through the process of getting into the kind of jobs and opportunities that you want despite the crisis, feel free to reach out to me for a free discovery call. My email address is Katrin@evolvequest.coach. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay well.